Alright, welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to set up Java virtual machine and really the Java runtime environment on your Ubuntu 20.04. So there might not be a lot of videos on YouTube showing this on Ubuntu 20.04, but really the point of this video is to set up perhaps Java development kit and some editor in which you can use your and start programming in Java. So there are a couple things that you need to have here and this is, by the way, a fresh installation of Ubuntu 20.04, and before I do anything I should probably update this system because I have not done that in a long time. So probably just say sudo apt update. That should do the trick, and of course I need my password to do that. And while this is happening, if it takes a long time, then I might have to skip it over, but let's just go into Software Center till then and look for Eclipse IDE. So I'm going to set up Eclipse for this project, for this video. I mean, not the project, for this video, and sort of show you how to get from a really fresh install to setting up and using Java inside of Ubuntu 20.04. And I think that will be very helpful to many people who are new to Linux. And I'm using Ubuntu 20.04 because it is sort of the standard Debian distribution. If you, of course, are using Debian, I think that should work for a lot of people who might be using Linux and a Debian distro of Linux. So while this is happening, of course, talking just to fill up the silence, and let me just see till then. It is a little slow because I'm running it in a VM. Of course, I have something else installed on my machine. It is a Linux distro, by the way, but just not this flavor of Linux. And let me look for Eclipse actually. Excuse me. And perhaps, how do I search? Okay, this is the search bar. It'll be a little slow. So it says 302 packages can be upgraded. I probably should run the upgrade, but I think I don't have to do it. Just that I can just search for Eclipse here, and it will be available inside the default what is it, the software store. But you can't install it directly because it needs of course, so this is the tool, right? Extensible, if I read it correctly, yes, extensible tool for tool platform for Java IDE, and it's, I mean, the Java IDE. So you can't install it directly, you have to install the JDK first. So let me just say Java -- version, and it'll just probably say Java is not installed, or you can say, yeah, you can say that it says Java not found, but you can install it. So there are a couple of versions that you can install here. You can install OpenJDK 11, 14 I believe is the latest version. If you want to install that, you can install that, and just type in install sudo apt install OpenJDK this, and then it will just install that. And you can also install the Java runtime environment. So I'm going to go ahead and install this Java 14, the latest version of Java, and just paste it here, hit enter and hit yes. And while this is installing, then I also want to install the runtime environment, the default thing. It is not important, of course. I mean, it will probably just install it automatically or prompt you to install once you sort of run an application directly on the system. But it's not important, right? So you can just install this particular thing and then install this Eclipse from the Software Center. So I'll let it happen, and then I'll be just right back. Alright, now that this is done, installing took a while. I don't know why my internet was a little slow today. But now that you have installed OpenJDK from the terminal, of course the process in Windows is completely different. This is for Linux. You can go ahead and install just this editor, Eclipse, and there are other options as well, like NetBeans, and there are a couple IDEs for Java from IntelliJ as well. But I like Eclipse. I mean, I've been working in Eclipse for a long time, and this is something that I just cannot live without now. I'm so used to it, and I think it's one of the best editors for Java out there. So let's install this, and I'll be right back. All right, this is also done. This took a while. I mean, my computer, locked the screen and something happened. But finally, we have Eclipse installed, and let's just close this out. Close this also. Updated software is now available. Yes, but later. Remind me later. And now let's just look for Eclipse IDE, and hopefully it should just start right up. Here it is. Just click on it, and it should start right up. It shouldn't have any problems getting up and running now. If you do this same thing, without installing JDK, it's itself, I think, written in Java, and so it won't start. But the thing is, once you do install JDK, and I think the runtime environment is also needed, but I'm not sure. Let's see how it behaves. But yeah, there you go. It just launches right up, no problems. If you don't do this and don't install JDK, it will just probably show up the logo and do nothing, because it requires Java to to run. So yeah, you can just leave it to default and just click use this default and do not show again. It will create a folder like Eclipse Workspace inside of your like home directory and your user directory, of course. And then you just click launch, and then it should just launch right up. So Eclipse is one of those things that just makes it easier to navigate around your project and do like any other IDE. Of course, it just simplifies the whole process. So you can close this out and just wait for this to boot. Even though I'm really surprised that even though this is a virtual machine, this is kind of loading like fast. I was expecting it to take a lot of time. So then once it boots up, starts, it'll sort of download something, probably downloading some kind of dependencies here. As you can see, probably not. Oh, this is a memory usage, sorry, something, I don't know what this is. But really it's just, I don't know what this is doing here. Yeah, it's the heap. Okay, no problem. This is the active usage of the memory. Always show welcome. So now you just click create a new Java project here, and we will start to name our project something. Let's just name it demo project, small demo project. You can do that. Use default login. You can just keep everything on default. It doesn't really matter. It'll just use automatically the Java 14 here, and execution environment, I don't know, just you can just keep it as is. You don't have to do anything here. Just click finish, and let's just wait for it to start and build this project for us. Module name, you can just say don't create. It doesn't really matter. You can just say that. Don't create thing here, and once you do that, you can come to your project, click on this src, and here I don't think there's anything here right now, but you can just click on it. Right click and just say create a new class. But right now the system seems to have frozen a little bit because this is a virtual machine. Yeah, there you go. You can click right click here, create new class, and once you do that, you can name it something. I don't know, what should we name it? I'm not sure what to name it. Let's just name it you have to name it capital something, but I'm just thinking what would be a good example to choose. Let's just do student for now. Right, let's just do student, and make sure you keep it capital. Well, it's not important, just in the Java community we prefer naming classes as starting with just capital letters, just a convention, nothing too crazy. Modifiers public, let's just keep it public and just hit finish. For now we'll create, I think, the package and the class student, right? So let's just see what it does. Yeah, it does package, a demo project, and class student, right? And then let's just do a little thing here. I'm just gonna check something real quick before I execute this. I want to go into settings, and let's just wait for it to load. Damn, this is a little slow because this is a virtual machine. I know that. Nothing too crazy. I just want to see that if it executes. And now what do I have? Okay, I have 2 gigs of RAM, which is not bad. I'm just gonna go write some code there and come back. So let's just put our static void main arguments. And one thing I like about Eclipse is that there's not that IntelliSense, you know, going on where it just constantly prompts you to. There is a little bit of IntelliSense, of course, don't get me wrong, but not like heavy. So when I started Java programming, it was really, you know, just me typing the code by myself. So that has helped me a lot, you know, remembering the syntax and all that. I think I would suggest you also do that too. Right now, let's just have something here. System dot out. Yep, there you go. You can see that dot print. It'll do things for you. You can see that there are a lot of things here, but I can just type it out. You can see that it does that. Just click here, or maybe just hit enter, I guess. Yeah, there you go. You can see that it adds that line, and then you can just, you know, add something like hello Java, or I don't know, whatever is good, and then it should work. I mean, it should just compile, and I think we run it here. If it does not have any errors, of course, you can see that this says hello Java, and you have successfully, you know, managed to install Java and run Java on your machine. Of course, you can make more complicated things, but this should serve as an example on how to set it up, and I hope you learned it and how Java have it set up in your machine. And I would prefer you use Linux, because this is just something we do. You know, Linux development is just superior when it comes to a lot of things. Java especially is just superior in my opinion on Linux. In fact, any other development, just make habit of using Linux as your programming what you should say platform. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've set it up, and I will see you next time.